Good morning. Welcome. January 1st, 2020. Wow, we're here. We made it. I made it. Thank God. I made it through so much. And just like you have too. As if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. Not with me. You feel me? But anyway, let's get started. Happy New Year. This year is the year for all of us who are winning to blow up. We're going to blow up. We are going to blow up. We're going to make things happen. I've been up for hours now. One of the things I want to discuss is one of my favorite personality. Boosie. I like Boosie. I love Boosie. It's not many artists that I like, but Boosie is one of them. He had a conversation with Vlad about T.I. and I guess his daughter's virginity. Personally, I don't think that it's wrong for a father who is in his daughter's life to want to know about his daughter transitioning over into the world, giving of her body. Okay. Now, having girls is something that I believe is precious. That's like a gift. That's a real extension of you as a man. I get it. I soulfully get it. However, I do think that we can go way too far, even as parents, because you got to put some kind of stipulations on something. Age being a factor. If your kid has a mental disability or something, yeah, you might want to check her out because who knows, your best friend, your nigga, all that could have, you know, even the guys that these girls choose to date, could maybe coerce them into, talk them into giving up themselves. And yeah, you would want to know, especially if you got to take care of that kid or that young lady, if you will. But there is uh, a line of privacy that we as parents ought to give. But again, I'd like to, extend that openness as fathers, as parents, to want to be involved enough, but do it tastefully. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that your kid is comfortable with the things that you're doing, and you have to think about your steps, even as men. What you've done when you were a teenager or young adults, all that still matters because it carries you really, really far. Boosie has a intellectual side of him that is attractive. Um, I think that man comes with some great teachings, despite whatever the situation could be. I think he has some great insight on life, And I can see him actually really putting his manhood, his voice, his opinions on the line in order to help to teach others to grow in different ways. I don't know why he's really not maybe doing his own setup of movies. I would probably participate, join in, and even give some insights as far as some debates or whatever. But check out the video or the interview with Boosie and Vlad. I even I kind of salute Vlad for giving Boosie that continual access to be able to reach out to people, even such as myself, to be able to give us, a little feedback of like what's going on. How are these people thinking? I'm cool with knowing that even by listening to Boosie, his music, and in the now, that we can learn a lot. We might not get everything we need at home in our hometown, even from I guess perspective such as him, but he really said something, him meaning Boosie, he really said something that stood out with this interview. And he was asked, about himself, his own personal, what would he do in a situation. And he said something that made so much sense, and it's a tactic that if you are not in a place where you should be with your children, you can't ask. So what he said, what his answer was that he would just ask. What's so hard about that? You got kids that you raising that you can't ask them anything. I think that, some of you parents have to kind of let go a little bit. You gotta be now. I mean, you can't do some of the ways of learning and growing and teaching our children today is having that close relationship with them, where you have to be able to ask, and you have to have bonded with your child in a way that if you ask, they are more than willing to tell you the truth, regardless to if they're wrong or right, whatever it is. If they did something off of their own emotions, just being able to say, "Hey, Dad, I'm not a virgin. I had sex last night." I think that's a good relationship, a good, thorough relationship with your child, especially a father. I think fathers and daughters relationships are one of the most impactful ones. I personally believe that men are so powerful and they're so great and they're so nourishing, almost even more than the women. So be careful. Just know that there's some great men out here. I want you to click like and subscribe. See you later.